Welcome in to Duval Daily presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Lugo. Thank you so much for tuning in. Your Jaguars dominated their division rival Indianapolis Colts on Sunday to earn their first victory of the Doug Peterson era in front of a hometown crowd. Victory Monday in Jacksonville. Now we've got 10 stats to remember and take note of as we exit Week 2 and embark on Week 3 of the 2022 NFL season. I'd like to remind you to hit me up on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo, follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button here on YouTube. Stat number 1 is 3. 3 pressures allowed on 31 dropbacks by Trevor Lawrence in this game against the Colts. The Jaguars' offensive line took a massive step forward from Week 1 to Week 2. They protected Trevor Lawrence. They allowed him time in the pocket to get rid of the football, and you see the results. A big win for the Jaguars. Jawan Taylor, who entered this offseason in a competition for the starting right tackle job, final year of his rookie deal, has allowed 0 pressures in 78 dropbacks for Trevor Lawrence so far this year. He's playing the best football of his career, and the Jaguars' offensive line is coming off an excellent performance against the Colts, who do feature DeForest Buckner, Yannick Ngakoue, Kwity Paye, Grover Stewart. Jaguars got the job done up front, protecting Trevor Lawrence in this one. 83. That's Trevor Lawrence's completion percentage in Week 2 against the Colts. Had 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, really should have had a 3rd touchdown. Jamal Agnew was not quite able to haul in a deep shot down the field, but Trevor Lawrence's completion percentage of 83 is the highest of his career. This is the best performance we've seen from start to finish from Trevor Lawrence. It was highly efficient, highly effective, and highly encouraging for the second-year quarterback moving forward. Former first overall pick was under some scrutiny from some after a somewhat disappointing Week 1 outing in Washington. Comes back with one of the strongest performances of any quarterback in Week 2 of the 2022 NFL season. 6 targets for Christian Kirk, 6 catches, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. Many were critical of the contract the Jaguars gave Christian Kirk this offseason, but he has earned every penny so far. He was perfect on Sunday against the Colts, again catching all 6 of his targets for 78 yards and 2 scores. The Jaguars and Doug Peterson are deploying him in a variety of ways, moving him around the formation, creating mismatches, and Christian Kirk is eating defenses up. He is now 4th in the NFL in receiving yards. 8 targets for Evan Ingram, 7 catches, 3 first downs. Ingram was fairly quiet in Week 1, but the Jaguars dialed him up and called his number again and again in this contest against the Colts. And like I said, picked up 3 first downs on 8 targets, was a chain mover for the Jaguars, was a very reliable short to intermediate target for Trevor Lawrence, and he even had to fight through some contact to pick up one of those first downs on 3rd down. 2 third down conversions for Evan Ingram. 3 total first downs. Great performance by the tight end who's on a 1-year deal worth $9 million. 9. The Jaguars are 9th in offensive DVOA through 2 games. If you're unfamiliar with DVOA, it's a proprietary Football Outsiders term. DVOA breaks down the entire season play-by-play, comparing success on each play to the league average based on a number of variables, including down, distance, location on the field, current score gap, quarter, and opponent quality. The Jaguars are in the top 10 in offense in DVOA, number 9 overall right now. Switching sides. 54. That's how many rushing yards the Colts had in this one. That allowed the Jaguars to pin their ears back, put the Colts in negative game script, negative situations, clear passing situations, and that allowed the Jaguars to create pressure and get after Matt Ryan, make him uncomfortable, make it difficult for the Colts to get anything going in this one. 6. That's how many turnovers the Jaguars have forced in 2022, the second most in football, trailing only The Los Angeles Rams. 6 turnovers in 2 games for the Jaguars defense. They forced 9 turnovers all of last year. 2/3 of the way to that in 2 weeks. The defense that Mike Caldwell has brought to Jacksonville, the talent that is on that side of the ball, and the play calling has been very good. It was excellent in week 2. In week 1, they did get taken advantage a little bit through the air by the Washington Commanders, but rebounded with a masterful performance on defense, forcing 3 more turnovers in this one. Josh Allen had another forced fumble that the Jaguars somehow were not able to come up with. They should have had 4 turnovers in this one. It was a huge performance by the Jaguars defense. Playmakers abound. You've got Andre Cisco and Rayshon Jenkins both picking off passes, Devin Lloyd picking off a pass, and the defensive front and the defensive backfield working in unison. On a lot of these turnovers that you've seen so far for the Jaguars defense, you've had some pressure up front, you've had a batted pass, you've had a quarterback getting hit, and that leads to interceptions, big plays for the defense. 18. That's how many pressures the Jaguars had on 35 Matt Ryan dropbacks in this one. They were getting after the quarterback, making it incredibly difficult. And again, that is a product of being able to stop the run, and it leads to turnovers. 0. It's how many points the Jaguars allowed against the Colts in week 2. It's the first time they've shut out their opponent since 2018 when they blanked. You guessed it, the Indianapolis Colts. 3. That's the Jaguars' current defensive DVOA after 2 games. It might have been the best defensive performance by any team in the NFL through 2 weeks. That's how good the Jaguars' defense was against the Colts on Sunday. And we've got one more, a bonus. It's 1. That's the Jaguars' current ranking in the AFC South. They are in first place in the division after taking down the Colts. Colts and Texans tied last week, so they're both 0-0. They were both 0-0-1 entering week 2 in the division. The Colts are now 1-1 in the division. The Titans have not played a divisional game yet, but even if they do take down the Bills on Monday Night Football, because the Jaguars and Titans haven't played each other yet, they don't have any head-to-head matchups. The next tiebreaker in the NFL playoff hunt is your division record. With the Titans not having played a division game yet and the Jaguars being 1-0 in the division, they own that tiebreaker. If the season ended today, tomorrow, anytime this week, your Jaguars would be in the playoffs. It's early, but it's a good position to be in. That is going to do it. Follow me on Twitter at Jordan DeLugo. Follow Generation Jaguar at Generation Jag. Please hit that like and subscribe button here on YouTube. Turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a show. And of course, if you want to support the channel further, go pick up a new hat or shirt on genjag.com. Links in the description below. Have a great one, Duval.